gosh, this is so beautiful. I can't believe it. It's so nice.
This is amazing.
This is just amazing. I just love it.
And we're in the middle of January, ladies and gentlemen. So you just met one of your
Roger.
students.
He just flew in.
From where?
He's just from Los Angeles.
And you see him first time, right?
First time.
Nice. And
He heard me on the podcast. You know.
and like everybody else, heard you and fell in love with what you do and who you are.
Oh my gosh. Roger, so nice to meet you. So nice to meet you finally.
Pleasure. This is such a beautiful place.
Oh my gosh.
Good to
Thank
see you. Good to see
Same
you.
here. So nice to meet
This is
you.
such a-
This is
Roger.
Elijah. my
Elijah.
I
very
heard a
good
lot
friend.
about you.
I
Did
know,
you?
I
Wow.
know.
He just said you're. I mean, I'm just so glad
He's
you made it.
amazing. He's amazing. Elijah and I.
I'm capturing
kinda,
the behind the scenes moment.
He heard me on Bigger Pockets or something. Or
I heard
some other podcast.
Joe Fairless and
Joe
then
Fairless.
many others,
Yeah.
and then I connected you through
Then
Bigger
you
Pockets,
connected
and you
in
responded.
November, and I responded
And
for
to
sure.
me, that was like this mega guy
No.
responded to.
Oh no.
So it was big.
always. And then we couldn't get together. We were gonna meet in December,
Yeah.
but then we said, let's just kind of go through New Year Eve and all. And then I called you.
Yes, to me it was surprising. Vinny remembered me and called me.
This is crazy.
So his memory and paying attention to people,
Oh
even
my
small people, is
And no,
incredible.
nobody's small. But then we met last Tuesday.
Yeah.
First time.
Well, first time.
First time, And Elijah has done so much for me already. He's branding me. I was just a sleeping guy. I'm retired.
You're a social media guy, huh?
I'm doing
He's
social
the
media,
guru. He's the
and
guru.
not really a guru,
Yeah,
but I
but-
do this for my company where I
For a
live,
company.
work.
Wow.
Yeah.
And
You're gonna put this on Vinny's YouTube channel?
yes,
He already started it. The YouTube, the Facebook, within 1 week. I'm just flabbergasted.
and we haven't officially published it, but Vinny, I've daily made so many cool videos, motivational speeches. So we have a lot of stuff to already do.
I just see some of the images he sent on text, and I go, oh my god, that's so great. He just finds stuff, and it just at the moment you see it, you get like, oh, it hits
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, where does he get this stuff?
Absolutely.
Last 40 years, that's what I've been doing.
That's excellent, yeah.
I mean, I just stayed with one company.
I
And
know.
the reason I stayed also, and I loved that company because I was the senior stockholder in it. And my $1 stock went to $67.
Oh.
Yeah, I know. So I retired, multimillionaire. But the best part was that I was doing public speaking in front of 50, 100, 200, 500, or 1,000 people
Wow.
with lapel mic and everything, the sound and the PowerPoint and all that. So it's very easy for me. I was raising thousands of dollars all my life, but now I'm raising millions. That's the only difference.
Well, you still have lost offering. What is it, 36 hours?
I know.
Yeah.
We're at 5 million.
5.3.
5.9 now. This
5.9?
morning. Yeah, 5.9 million in 48 hours. I
This
can't
is-
believe it. I just can't believe it. My investor base is so strong. And they have gotten the quarterly returns that much. And it's hard-earned money. See, that's the thing. My wife and I, because with the new company, we are the sole owners of it, right? And we always have treated investors' money better than our money.
Of course.
That's the key because it's hard-earned money. Even $10,000, if you ask somebody, to give to you, they'll ask you questions, and they should. And people are just giving me 400,000, 200,000, just on the name.
Well, yeah, Vinny has a good point because I've invested with some people over time, and you always have to call them for deal updates. They don't send you anything proactively. Hey, what's going on with the deal? Oh, I'll send you something, and then you're always like, what's this guy doing? Is there a system? They don't proactively send you updates on the project.
Oh, really?
No.
Really?
Some people
Okay.
don't.
Oh my gosh, see, what I decided, and I just learned it from the very best, actually, and I just kept my systems, improving on the systems. Look at these,
Look-
our friends.
look who
our
came-
friends are here.
They want a motivation.
I know, they want a
They're
motivational
lining
speech.
up, lining up for Vinny.
They came to
They
hear
wanna
some
be
wisdom.
syndicators.
They wanna be
They are
able-
the future syndicators.
They heard you raised so much money. They're like, we want to hear what this guy's doing too.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. But you're right. See, I believe, especially for the new investors, I always used to do 4 seminars every month after the closing. You have to close first, and then, like I just did one last night on the Monil Duo Investments, which was my last offering that finished in December of 2016. So I took them
You
through.
sold it?
Yeah, no, we bought it,
Oh, you
right?
bought it.
No, we have been buying it. We did 10 syndications in last 24 months, and then my 12th one is starting now because 11 and 12 is together, which is in January. And I did the seminar last night with the investors, and those who cannot come, we record it live through GoToMeeting, and then we send a link. So every quarter, I do a PowerPoint presentation. I've been doing it for 10 years.
Wow.
For every property we own, everybody. Because, they need to know. And our whole company is transparent. That's the big part. They could actually ask for anything they want. The books, the invoices, the ledgers, the P&Ls, which is always
How about
everybody
like
gives.
your Netflix playlist? Can they get that?
Personal stuff.
You know what? I hardly
Hey,
watch
Vinny,
any
what motivates you on
movies.
Netflix?
That's
Let's
why
I
you're
don't
successful.
watch,
I'm kidding.
I hate watching. I have to learn from whatever I'm watching. I have to learn from everything I'm listening. I think that's how I am, I do like to spend time with my family, and we sit down and kick around, and they many times say, Dad, are you watching movie or are you on your iPad? Because I'm listening to another good stuff, whatever. But, the
Got
thing
Zig
is,
Ziglar in the background.
biggest mentor. I love it. I love
Absolutely.
it. God,
Me too.
his soul. I mean, See You at the Top was my best one book I bought. His book many years back. I think 35 years back. Of course, Dale Carnegie. How to win friends and influence people.
Big.
Our whole family has read it many times. It's on our coffee
Napoleon Hill?
table. Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. W.J. Schwartz with the Magic of Thinking Big.
Ogmandini?
Ogmandini, yes. How about the one, Charlie Tremendous Zone? It's such a small book. Yeah, Life is Tremendous. That's the book also. Of course, Tom Hopkins, who is a great motivator.
I didn't know about his real estate stuff until you told me.
I know. I heard him on Rod Cleef's, I think, podcast. He was right. I was after him. If you go to Rod Cleef's, and
So you're
you'll
the
see
session
Tom
before that.
Hopkins, and he did before that. I listened to it. I said, I didn't know Tom Hopkins was a big tycoon over there in Scottsdale, Arizona. We paid him $10,000 or $15,000, my company did, to come to Point Clear, Alabama
Really?
for a leadership seminar. Whole day, he and his son came, and we paid
That's
for
cheap.
very cheap
Is it-
at that time.
was it
Now
a-
he charges 100.
Was that an individual?
Yeah, individual,
mentorship?
one-on-one
Wow.
with our company.
Wow.
So he spent a whole day with us, with the leadership also.
Man, your
We had
sales
lunch
must have went through the
together
roof.
with him.
The sales must have went through the roof after that.
I would say yes and no. Because we asked, even Tony Robbins, I asked him one time, I said, how many of you think thousands of people over here are going to really take something back and use it? You know what he said? He says, Vinny, maybe 1 or 2%.
Really?
It's ridiculous. I mean, we get really good when we go, and it's a comfortable feeling to get all excited. But it's what we take from that seminar and act on it. I really believe in action. Because if you don't act on it, nothing is good.
I agree.
That's the main thing. Even if we're coming to Tony's seminar now to USC.
March, right?
Yeah, March. The whole family is coming. I spent $795 each ticket, so 800 times 4, so $3,200.
Serious?
Plus our hotel. Thank you, Tony. $2,900 for the hotel. We are staying in a very nice
Which city
five-star.
again?
It's in USC, right next to USC, downtown LA.
Are you staying at the JW in downtown? Or
No,
or
we
the
are staying
Ritz?
at this no, not the Ritz. This is a furnished 5-star living.
Oh.
I think level something. My daughter booked it.
Okay,
I think $500 a night or something.
I live out that way, that's
oh,
why.
you do?
I live in
Yeah,
LA,
yeah.
That's right.
Our daughter went to UCLA, so she knew about the area. So we said, please make arrangements. So yeah, we are coming down there. I'm excited about it. It's gonna be fun. But I know we talked to the
And
family, and they
you will
said
be-
they will all sit separate. We said that's great. We don't want to be
That's
all
better.
together. Better,
That's better, yeah.
Yeah. Then you
Elijah,
open
you
up
gonna go
more.
document that?
Elisha, you should.
I wasn't
Yeah,
planning.
I
There
know,
was
I know.
I would love to go one
But
day.
I'll give you
I
my,
will be.
1 or 2 good points. That's all it is. I mean,
You'll be the 1% who will take action and will teach us and all your following.
that's right.
Well, he's going
We'll
to
do
probably
it.
get more views on his than Tony Robbins.
Probably.
Tony's gonna go, who's this guy that came to my seminar? Has got more YouTube views than I do.
Oh no. You know, I'm so glad it's kind of warmed up a little bit, and let's have lunch. It's
Absolutely.
12 o'clock. Let's have. So,
All
what
right.
kind of food did you like? We got-
Elijah.
Please, we got Black Hawk Grill. We got
Whatever-
Italian here. We got Mexican here.
Vinny,
tell
this
me.
is your home? You live a few minutes away.
I live only 3 minutes
This
away,
is
by
such a
the
beauty.
way.
You know, I love the greenery here. It's just so open and nice.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is the Black Hawk Plaza. Actually, the developer who developed the Black Hawk, Ken Beering is his name. I think he's still alive. And he's the one who built this while he was developing the whole Black Hawk region in the back.
Wow.
So they're like $1 million to $10 million homes, something like that.
Yeah.
And these roads
Is there a
that
golf
you
course
see,
here behind
they're
you?
huge,
Do
very
you
nice.
live on the golf course side?
Not yet.
Oh.
We are planning to move. Don't put it in the recording.
That's good. Motivation for all of us. All right, so Vinny, choose one.
I'm going for $1 billion. Yeah. You know? Yeah. Now I'm kind of winding down. Unless you know.
Do it. You have to get in the right time.
Yeah. For sure. Just stay in your niche, you know? And multifamily is the best commercial part of the sector where everybody's going to be actually staying and needing to rent, you know, millennials, baby boomers, you know.
Welcome to Black Hawk Grill.
Like a grill.
Okay, let me get that door.
Oh, geez, let me get it. You're my guests. Come on in, come on in. Surely.
Thank you, Vinny.
Sure. It's cold out there.
Oh, this is nice.
Isn't it? Yes.
Look at this.
The best for the best.
I like it. It's so good to meet you.
Same here. All right. Thank you very much. Please. Thank you. Right.
Or we're not always super busy, which they like.
Yeah.
So they can kind of
And my due diligence people did not do a good job because they did not go through the leases to check if they were checked for their residence and their legal status of the people living in the property.
Is that part of your DD? normally?
Yeah, oh yeah, always. You have to. Because see, the thing is, if you are getting felons into a property, they have a history of it. And then they will attract other felons into the property. And if they are not doing well, they will bring only the caliber of people. So this property I bought for $9.3 million in the outskirts of Houston. And I bought it because the seller showed me 153 pages of capital improvements. Every unit inside was A-class. It's a C-class building, and they put 3.6 million into it. So I looked at 9.3 million minus 3.6 million. I said, my gosh, they've done my work. All steel appliances, moldings, beautiful countertops, granite countertops, everything. Inside, the property is like a haven. You're like in a creek going through it with the rolling hills. It's beautiful. It's near to Clear Lake, near to NASA. And in that property, astronauts used to live in the 70s. So it had a great heritage. I bought it. First day I went in there, I just found people were not the right demographics in there. I learned a big lesson because then it took me 9 months you cannot let them go until the leases expire. And when they expire, they want them to reapply and then run them through the total credit checks and immigration checks and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
then you could deny them officially the proper
Exactly,
channels,
officially,
right?
fair housing, you know. So it took me a year to reposition that property now. I mean, look at that, 9.3 million. I haven't made a dime. But I kept on giving all the money that the property made to my investors. because they are the ones who are really
Priority.
counting, you know. And I've been very straightforward to them, and I give them every single thing on my quarterly meetings, and and give them updates on everything.
You
That's
don't
the
have
right-
on-site. You just hire your own on-site manager, right?
Correct,
And then
correct.
you property manage yourself with your
Exactly,
property management
yeah,
company.
yeah.
Hire staff on your own staff there,
Correct,
right?
correct. All the employees, 60 some employees now, are on our payroll with my Monil management group and our asset manager, which I just hired. I had one last year, and so I have a new one now. And then all the community managers report to her.
Got it.
Then she reports to me.
You
And
have
then-
one nationally, or just
I
one
have
regionally
one
per
regionally.
region? Got
regionally.
it. Got it.
So now I'm going to another market, like in the Georgia area.
Yeah.
So I'm going to have regional, and so forth, regional manager to start with, which she will report to my asset manager, and then asset manager will report to me. But I also get involved. So I'm starting now owner's call. It's called owner's call,
Okay.
where each community manager will meet with me on the WebEx, on the GoToMeeting, with my asset manager, and we'll have an agenda for 30 minutes.
So will that asset manager be responsible for several community managers?
No,
No.
asset manager. Oh yeah, you're right. Asset manager will be responsible for several community managers, and each community manager, an assistant community manager, and the lead tech, we call it. Lead tech is the maintenance tech.
And they'll live on site? For,
No, not all of them.
Oh, really?
Not all of them. And then also assistant lead. So I like to have maybe one of the 4 to live on site. One of the 4 full-time employees to live on site if they want to. Sometimes they have established, because I do not like to hire people with newbies. I don't like to hire. I made up my mind
Sorry, Elijah.
that I'm going to pay more. No, not in your case. I mean in the management side, So that way, hi Alicia, hey. All right, okay. So, yeah. Awesome.
How we doing online?
We are doing great. Yes, thank you. Oh, please, right here. Yeah.
I'm the lush in the group, eh?
Gotta be one in every group.
Hey, it's happy hour somewhere, right?
That's right. It's
started
happy hour
really
right here.
Absolutely.
We need to be happy all the time,
Absolutely.
So it's the happy hour.
All right, gentlemen. Enjoy lunch.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless. Thank you. Whatever it is.
But 2.3.
2.3 this year. Yeah.
You're tracking.
I mean, this payday in just 60 days, it's going to be 800,000. I don't need to
Acquisition
work.
fees for Atlanta.
Acquisition fee for Atlanta.
Impressive.
I mean, and I didn't want to work actually. I told when we came to Hawaii, we spent about $15,000 in Hawaii in a week, right? And I told her, I said, honey, we're not going to do it anymore for maybe 3 months. Let's just kind of take it easy. And these 2 deals just fell in my lap. I don't know. God was telling me.
He sent out an email just today about the story of how this other investment group is buying at 60-something thousand a door.
Yeah.
And he's been on other trips or other deals for a couple months, and nothing came through, right,
No.
in that market.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, he went on a trip and just, boom, at 40-something
At
thousand a door.
40,000, and now I negotiated down to 38 something.
With the repair credit, right?
With the repair credit,
Wow.
37,000 something per door. It's outlandish. I mean, I couldn't wait. I told my wife, I gotta take a plane today. And I act. I mean, action is my number one thing. She says, oh, okay, all right. I just paid $1,500 for my first class ticket, and I went there and spent 3 days there. And by the time I was going there, I was working in the airplane and got my due diligence team all planned from scratch because I'm starting a new company there. And when I went there on Tuesday, I saw another property, and I felt love in with the Autumn Hills. And I said, let's buy that too. Next day, I put
Villas
LOI.
of Autumn
Villas. No, Villas. No, Villas is our name brand.
I read your emails.
You do read it.
I read every. I'm one of those guys. I read every
I
word.
appreciate that, because in Texas, we have always, with the new company now, we changed the name of the property right away, and then we put Villas. That's our name brand, Villas. So I was trying to
Villas of
say...
Black Hawk.
Villas of Black Hawk. But I thought about Atlanta. Okay, for my accounting department, I'm kind of looking through everything, because a lot of these names are so similar. So I need to help accounting department because they're paying bills, they're doing everything. I've got a 5 people full-time accounting department in Fairfield now. And so I said, let's just put villas in the front. And I want to thank Lynetta on that too, because she also, and Corey, the agent for Autumn Hills, I want to give her credit. I said, I like to say villas, and she's the one who's selling me Autumn Hills, right? She says, oh, Mr. Vinney, maybe you could put villas in the front. I said, that's a great idea. Let's do it. Villas at Autumn Hills. Love it, And then I flew, just that evening, I called my asset manager, Lynetta. I said, Lynetta, you got to fly up here. So I said, get whatever flight you can get. She is very good. And
Where's she based out of?
She's based out of Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Oh, no. In Texas. Pearland, Texas. And she's my asset manager for all my portfolio in Texas, the 10 syndications I've done. So she flew up, and we went to see Autumn Hills in the morning, and we had breakfast at IHOP. She loves IHOP, and I love too. And we had breaking of bread, and then we went there, and she then interviewed the staff at Autumn Hills.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she was so good and dynamic. She gave 3 to 4 pointers to the community manager who's been doing it for 20 years.
Wow.
So Lynetta is very, very strong girl, and actually she's written a book on multifamily property management, and she's going to publish it with me. She wants to publish it with me, with my book, and she's going to have a whole seminar at the academy, at the Multifamily Syndication Academy. It's going to be also how to manage multifamily by yourself. So she's written the book, and we're going to get a Fiverr. I love Fiverr, Fiverr.
I use it all the time.
You use it? Yep. And then I'm going to have a digital director, and who's going to transcribe and then do the voiceover, and I'll pay for everything, I told her, as a small thank you. And I want to have her build the stream of income on my website where all my students can learn how to manage multifamily. Why not? And then syndication attorney, Kim Taylor, I talked to her. She's also going to record now. And she says, Vinney, I want to record all the syndication, the law of syndication attorneys, all the different things I'll record. And I said, I want to start your income as a passive income from there. And then my asset attorney, Linda Sands, she's gotten excited.
You CC'd her in that email.
I know.
I thought to myself, oh shit, I'm in trouble. There's an attorney on the thread.
I've got 5 attorneys on my team.
He sends me this email, and then CC, I looked her up. I said, mention, attorney. I'm like, oh, I just replied back to you. I go, I'm sorry.
Just now, right?
No, I got all scared. I'm like, why are you CCing an attorney? I didn't do anything. I get all leery when usually when attorneys are CC'd, they're just like, you're doing something wrong. I just want you to know my attorney has visibility into this thread, so step up.
See, the thing is, the attorneys are your best friends. I'm telling you, because thanks to Milton Colgrove. Milton, I'm really, really indebted to you. He's been my real estate attorney in Dallas, Texas, since we started the first company. And how did I get him? He wouldn't mind saying it. We couldn't afford. So we became member of Prepaid Legal, which is changed into Legal Zoom now. So
Legal Shield.
Legal Shield now.
yeah.
That's even changed now.
Yeah, it's a Legal Shield.
Legal Shield for $25 back then, 10 years back, we became member because we didn't have no money at all when we started in this business. And then we found out Milton Colgrove as our attorney through Prepaid Legal for $15 or $20.
That's a deal.
Paid.
What's his normal hourly? A couple hundred?
Oh yeah, $181, $181.75, $181.50.
Wow.
And actually he's $375 an hour. But he's such a great friend, and what a great thing you have done, Milton, to really build my business. I appreciate you a lot. And he looks into all my contracts. Every single thing in my business goes through him. Every single thing. And I give him bonuses, and and everything I buy, If he bills me 5,000, I give him 10,000, right, Bill? Because you are the best.
Milt, start billing him 20.
I tell him, I
You
said,
get 40.
I said, Milt, you don't bill me enough. What's the deal? Here the lender, attorney who I never talked to, bills me 17,000 at the closing, and Milt bill is about 6,500. I said, you actually worked harder than the lender.
Leonard didn't do anything.
Yeah, didn't do anything, and the lender broker, and I have to pay. I have to pay for it. It's in the closing cost, So I asked, Bill, Milton, bill me more. I appreciate you, Bill. Thank you so much. And the good part is, it's good to have those attorneys, on your team, because it's not just the brokers. You need the real estate brokers, of course, and you give your commission to them. I'm a broker in California, so I could tell them, hey, my commission goes to you. But you can also say the same thing, because you could get a buyer broker who can come and bring you to the seller broker or listing broker and split the commission. But I chose 10 years back, I'm a broker, I don't want to represent, I know all the techniques, but I want to give my commission to the listing broker, so now they make double the money.
They're motivated more.
They're motivated more.
That's such a brilliant strategy. A lot of people don't know that is such a brilliant strategy.
Yeah. That has paid me so well. Roger, the thing is, all my 10 syndications in the Texas in the last 2 years have been all off market deals. Nobody knew about them. When the broker is talking on the napkin with the seller, they send me the address of the property next day or next hour, and they gave me P&L and the rent roll. That's all they gave me.
Vinny, I have a verbal NOI. That's all I got. You want it?
No.
No, because
Not the NOI.
They just had lunch.
Yeah.
Or just some kind of rough numbers. Cap
Oh,
rate.
sure.
No,
let's do it.
like they just, sit down and have
exactly.
lunch until they go through the
Yeah.
paperwork, but
Then
just a rough.
I need to do my number crunching. I need to do it. See, you got to be good at your profession to pull the plug within an hour or 2 hours. Sienna Villa, I bought in 1 hour, and the broker told me, Vinny, I lost on one, by the way. And actually, I won't mind saying that my partner, she was talking about that property. She made a couple of trips for the same property. Even though I paid higher than her, I stepped away. That's good karma. I said, you know what? I don't need it that bad enough. I want her to get that property, and she got it. Remington is the property. I paid more. The seller signed on my LOI and hers also. And the broker said, what are you doing? You're signing same property. You're signing to 2 people. So I backed up. I said, no, I don't want it.
You had
let her
higher
buy.
price.
Yeah, that's right. I had higher price. And but then in the next hour, the broker tells me, Vinny, there is this another property. Alicia, take her in. Yeah. What would you like us
Dessert.
to sell? You're trying to sell me this for 3 million. Should I put LOI for 3 million? He says, yeah, put an LOI for 3 million. I said, okay, I didn't do the number crunching, but I did the other one. So put LOI right on the phone. I said, you can write it up, and I just say, I authorize you to put an LOI
Submit it, yeah.
for 140 units for 3 million. And within about half an hour, he calls me back. He says, Vinny, the seller wants 3.5 million. I said, sure, let's up it up. I said, you know what?
Because what was the original asking price?
There was none.
Oh, there was none.
How much
Yeah,
did you offer again?
This is 140
He offered 3.
units.
Okay, so-
I offered 3. The broker told me in the car. I said, what do you think is good, reasonable price? He said, let's go with 3 million, right? So I said, okay, let's go for it. So 3 million divided by 140, I did it a little bit. I said, okay, I will do it. It's 140 units burnt and 16 units. We will build it, and then it's going to be NOI based on 156 units,
So you were only paying for the units that had income at the time.
Exactly. And
Right?
it was underwriting.
Perfect.
My cash on cash was 14.5%.
That's beautiful.
So I knew everything is a go, right? So that's when the seller called to the broker and they said, we want 3.5. I said, done. Let's do it. So I went up in 30 minutes, I went up $500,000, right? And then when we put the LOI, when the contract came, they made it to 3.60. 3.6 million, but I stick with my guns. I said, I agreed to 3.5, and they agreed to that. They said, no, they did some checking, it's worth a lot more, blah, blah, blah. I said, let's come in half. So then we signed up the deal at 3.550. That's what we did.
That's deal.
You still have that one?
Oh yeah, we do. And I burned, I built the 16 burnt units for 721,000. Came to know later on, while we were doing the due diligence and everything and closing, that the seller got 980,000 insurance money,
Ooh,
which they
transferred
didn't
to
tell
you?
me. No, they didn't tell me that it was going to go to them.
Uh-oh.
So actually, they sold it cheaper to me, which is my bonanza. At
What
that
was it
price.
worth?
It was worth about, I paid 3.5, it was worth about 4.2 million at that time.
Okay, so it's a wash.
Yeah, it's a
because
wash.
that's about the money they got back.
They
and
got
the
it.
difference. Yeah.
They just got it, sure money.
They discounted that payment back
That's
to you.
it.
They got the money, 700, took that 700 off basically roughly
Yeah.
and gave it to you.
Yeah, gave it to me.
It's better for you.
You know, and then they were telling me, actually they did a wrong thing in their contract. Actually, they were thinking, I think they put in the contract that they're going to give me 780,000 actually. On whatever they got back, by mistake they said, that's coming to me. And legally I would have gotten it. But then I backed off. I said no.
You could have
that's not
pursued it if
correct.
you wanted to.
Yeah, I could have. I
Yeah.
could have, but
It's
I don't
not-
want
it's
to.
It's the wrong karma.
It's wrong karma. It's not right. So I told my lawyer to go ahead and reverse it. You know, because it's their money.
What's the value of that property now?
Okay, it's 6 million and a half now.
Wow, you got it for 3.5.
Yeah, 3 and a
And it's good
half.
cash flow
2
and all
years
that.
back.
700 in
2 years
capital
back.
improvements, right?
Yeah.
You're 4.2 in.
4.2 in, it's 6 million and a half or so, which is at a very conservative level. Actually, the seller from an adjoining town seller called me from Lake Jackson and from Freeport. I don't mind mentioning that. Sellers called me, brokers called me first, then sellers
They
called
want to
me.
buy it?
No, I don't want to buy it
No.
because they are asking.
No, they're telling you to buy their stuff.
Yeah, their stuff, and they want to sell it at 69 a door.
What did you pick yours? What did you pick yours at?
I picked mine for 140 plus all
Yeah,
the
so 3
4.1. Let's say 3.5 plus the 700, so 4.4 going in. 4.4 divided by 156. How much is it?
Let's see, divided by 156.
It's gonna be
28,000.
28,000.
Man.
So I'm
What's
into
the
it
average
for
rent?
28,000. We have increased the rents by $300.
So is it about?
No, I mean, it was
900?
300 and 400. We've increased to 695 and 795.
That's insane.
So our NOI has gone through the roof.
That's insane.
And the people around that neighborhood are asking, oh my gosh, I'm
That's
so
smart.
clear. I'm very clear in this little thing.
His arm
I'm
was
going to
hurting.
close it
His-
up. I love it.
Elijah's
I love
arm was hurting.
myself. I love it. You know what? You have a very good camera, Elijah. Man,
Hey, the
what camera
cameraman
is
is
that?
doing great work right
I
now.
know.
That's the most important.
Elijah. My buddies are with me. But you know what? Everybody around there in that neighborhood is selling for 66 to 74 a door.
Makes sense.
I can't believe it. And then I bought Monaco Villa in Lake Jackson. I'll send you my recordings of the presentations
That'd be great.
tonight. I'll see that. So that you could see my excitement with my investors.
That's amazing.
Because I do investor meetings, I've been doing it for 10 years, every quarter on the quarter. Every quarter.
I saw your newsletter.
Yes,
One-
did you?
Oh, it's amazing.
Oh,
That's
thank
one thing
you.
I really, because I could tell he's a technical background because the kind of detail, and then I'm not saying you're OCD, but there's a level of detail that that someone puts together in their material, and then you could tell they come from a technical background because the average sales guy that's most of this business doesn't have that level of detail. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you. I like to just cover my bases. I think the biggest thing is I want to run this business so clean that nobody points finger at me, That's the big thing. And my investors are gold and my residents are gold. Those are the two things. In the our business of rental industry and acquisitions, you got to take care of your residents.
Yes.
Because if they do not come to your to your apartments, and the apartments are 70% occupied, 75% occupied, you are losing money. You've got to, it's that 25% that you really make it. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, this looks so yummy. This is looks. Please,
most important shot of the day.
You got to break it. This is your birthday today. See, everybody has a birthday every day. See, we live every day, right?
That's right.
We go to sleep, and we are in subconscious and conscious, and we sleep, and then actually God has given that for us to rest our soul, and then we get up. We are born every day. That's how I believe in, you know. And don't worry about yesterday, because you cannot change yesterday. You can only change this
today.
moment, today and this moment and tomorrow, right?
I'm fine.
Alicia. So I want my guests to really break this. Then I'll eat it. So please go right into it.
Let's capture this special moment.
Oh yes, yes, yes. Roger,
This
it's
looks
your turn,
so
buddy.
Yummy.
This is the best. Look at the cookie. Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at this thing.
Oh my
Oh my
gosh.
God.
Now I can take it. Oh, don't show my wife. She would like.
Your wife is gonna see it and she's gonna hit like on this video.
Oh my god.
Or dislike.
Best dessert ever. It's because of the company I have and the beautiful friend of ours, Alicia and Pablo, who took care of us over here at Blackout Grill today on
January 20th.
January 24th, 2017.
And
Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I'm excited. Come on, guys. Come on, Elijah, come on.
maybe in 30 years we'll be successful syndicators and we'll remember.
30 years? I'm planning only 3 years for you now.
I'm talking about legend wise.
Like,
We'll remember.
I'm looking up something for you right
Less than 3 years.
Yeah. But we'll,
Roger and both of you will be so
People-
successful. You know, you are doers. And I think the people in this life who really make a big mark are the people who are doers. I am
Yes.
telling you. You know, you could go to seminars, you could go to internet, you could get so much information. But unless you apply that on a daily basis, and you got to carve out time, because a lot of our syndicators, investors I talk to, for the last 5, 6, 7 years, I've been coaching, I've been teaching, not really coaching, I'm not a good coach, but you know, giving my information for free. But those people have not progressed. I'm so sad to say that.
Action
You know,
take. It's
but
like-
you got to take action. You got to be in the midstream. You got to make it happen. You got to do the underwritings and the LOIs, and you got to get involved and take risks. You got to take the risks, because if you don't take the risks, nothing happens in this life.
What's that phrase? No risk?
No gain.
No rewards, no risk, right? You know, and you know, a lot of people like to make a lot of high income or a lot of high returns on their money, but they don't want to take risk. So they could invest in 0.15 in their checking account, or maybe 2% in their CDs and other things like that. But if you want to get real estate, you've got to risk it. Not really risk in the sense, if you find not a Ponzi scheme, you find a good syndicator, or you could go with a REIT. You know, REIT is a good one too, but they are big people. They look for lower returns, like 7% or so. You know, in my company, Monil, we like to give 8 to 9, 9.5% preferred return. In other words, the investors make money first before my company or my partners make any money, you know. And I like that system because, you know, my investors are entrusting money into my deals, in our deals, and I have fiduciary responsibility to safeguard their money through the SEC ruling, through the SEC laws, and that's why I like to have 4 or 5 attorneys around me, because they are shielding me and teaching me and taking care of everything that I sign, that they are the right things to do. You know, it's so important. And you know, syndication package. I've heard from my students, oh, Vinny, could you send me a syndication package? I'll copy and paste it. Bad thing. Very bad thing. I'll look in your eyes. Very bad thing. Don't do it. Because that's the worst thing you can do, to copy and paste, and you get stuck with the SEC ruling to burn your business. You can blow up overnight and kill yourself after many years of hard work. You got to have a professional syndication attorney. And Kim Taylor, I want to thank you for being with me for so many years, 10 years. She's done 24 syndications, bless her heart, and she's the very best in the nation. Jean Trowbridge and Kim Taylor, they split up now, which is okay.
Were they working together?
They were working together, yeah. Trowbridge and Taylor and Sidoti were together, and Kim moved to Florida, and they
I'm
had
going to
some...
Gene's program next weekend.
Oh, you
Next
are?
week,
He's a wonderful person.
He's in LA where I am, and everybody I know
Wonderful
in the
person.
space use him.
Totally.
But, you know, Brad's one of his guys.
He is okay.
So
I didn't know that.
He's doing a crowdfunding syndication training in Vegas next week.
Oh, he is okay.
So
Okay.
Gene's hosting.
Yes,
And
yes.
basically, every one of the panel is all his big syndicators.
Oh,
like Mike
wonderful.
Flannery from L5.
Oh, yeah, I know Mike.
So
I
he's
know
going to be
Flannery.
presenting, Brad Sumrock's
Oh.
presenting, and basically these are all his clients.
Serious.
So I have a buddy I met that he actually, you know, I think he's not like you. He's owned like 700 doors. He's bringing me as a guest, so I'm going to be down there to pay attention.
Awesome. Gene has invited me also. Thank you, Gene. I can go to any of his seminars for free, and I appreciate that. I just don't like to go to a lot of boot camps or to seminars because I just can't take care of my, investor base. It's a good problem to have. I have 84 investors who are really counting on me to bring the first deal to them. But if I open up to everybody, then it makes it difficult for me to satisfy them.
Yep.
So they get really antsy. I mean, rightly so, because they're waiting for my next deal. And if they cannot get in, then they have to wait for the next one and the next one. So that's why in this deal, I'm doing a bigger thing, like 22 million, like I said. I could have done only one and raised only 3.6 million, but I wanted to raise 7.6 million so that all my investors can come in.
And you've done this long enough where you know you have enough runway to raise the rest. It's just a matter of
see,
people-
that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. And syndication attorny Kim Taylor will tell you all about it. She gives you free meeting and all. But she says, and I learned it I've been learning all these things. I didn't know about anything. 12 years back, I didn't know what cap rate was. I didn't know what cash on cash was. I didn't know what NOI was. My good friends here, they said, Vinny, let me show you how to write an LOI. I said, what is LOI?
Lloyd.
Dinesh. Thank
Lloyd.
you, Dinesh. He said, Dinesh Sani, my good friend. He said, Vinny, I'll tell you, and I have a napkin. I carried that napkin with me, and it was on my desk, and he said, I'll write an LOI for you. What you do is you tell the price you want to buy, and what are your terms and everything. I said, oh, really? I don't know, But then I went to really seek out and learn this business and learned it from becoming a broker in 2004, thanks to my wife. Thank you, Kanchan. I appreciate you. And we've been investing in real estate, but we never really got into the mode. She was a real estate agent, actually, by the way, before me becoming a broker. She worked for California Prudential, and I did really good, sold 3-4 homes, but I didn't like, sorry darling, I didn't like to really do those signs that you have to put and lug them around, and and the weekends will taken off, and I didn't mind, for a few weeks or months. And then she said, it's not for me, and I said, yeah, I'm not liking it either.
It's interesting is I was also a real estate agent first.
Oh, you were?
Yeah.
Come on, Roger.
Yeah.
You have
I
such
did.
a big...
I have a part-time, and basically in 2004.
I am so happy that...
2004, I got my license. And
Oh my
then,
gosh.
So I went to Sotheby's, in
Sotheby's,
Beverly-
yeah.
I went to
Very
Beverly
good
Hills. I said,
company,
let me go in
yeah.
Beverly Hills, start with the big guys.
Beverly Hills, oh my gosh.
I
Yeah.
started there, and everybody was doing these big deals. So I said, I want to be
Yeah.
around you. One thing it says, you become who you hang out with. You know, so
You
like
do.
you know, Zig Ziglar, everybody's like, you know, if you hang
Totally.
out with people that are that income level, guess what? That's what you. But if you hang out with 7-figure earners, even if you screw up, you'll get 6 figures. Even if you get 10% of that, right? That's just osmosis. After a year, I did 2 deals, but I realized the splits. They take 40%. I said, you know what? Screw it. So the next year, I got my broker's license, opened an office right next door to that.
Love it.
And stole like 3 of the top agents, not top, and I
Excellent.
gave them whatever the splits, and then we just started doing our own deal. You have to do 10 deals at 60% split, or you can do 3 deals at 100% split.
Yes, yes.
Work smarter, right? So I just started becoming smarter.
I love it.
But after a while, after a few years doing that, I started flipping some homes here and there. Then I realized, you know, somebody said to me, hey, I was at a restaurant and I saw this Ferrari pull up,
Yes, yes.
and it was, this guy was really young. I thought to myself, so he was sitting over there and he had a beautiful girl, and I said, okay, so during the bathroom break, I went up to him and I said, hey, my name is Roger, you don't know me, but that's a nice ride you have out there. And he goes, thanks. And he goes, what do you do? And he goes, I'm an investor in real estate. And I said,
Oh my gosh.
and I said, oh, and then you know what he told me? He goes, agents are like waiters. You get a small tip of the deal. You're an investor, you own the restaurant.
It's a goal.
So then when he told me that, I said, my real estate agent makes 3% of my transaction.
That is so
Which,
true.
and he goes, but as a restaurant owner, I get to override an entire restaurant, including the tips of all these waiters. And I thought to myself, at that point, I realized I got to be an investor.
Smart. Very
So that
smart.
was the tip learning lesson.
That is so smart what you just shared with us. That is amazing. Wow. You know, I think it kind of goes back to, you just hit a chord with me now, Roger. Because when I became broker, and you know, I try to do things, I shoot it without aiming, right? That's who I am. I live in abundance in my life without having money in the bank. My wife will tell you that. You know, I mean, we had minus money when we got married. Minus money in the account. Because I will just use my rent money and spend all the rest of the money to my family in India. Because I had sisters to marry and all. As a older brother, I always had alliance to my parents. And I said, you know, I want to help them more. They need more money than I do. So my checking account used to be negative all the time until I get paid on a straight commission. I used to make $10,000 a year. I know my wife wouldn't have married me. Well, she would have. She just loved me. But you know, her brother said, I shouldn't say his name. Now the things are coming out in the open. He said to my wife, you know, you got to ask him how much he makes. And, you know, my wife said, Kanchan said, you know what, he's a MBA, he's a, what did I say on my business card? You know, fundraising consultant. I would never say salesperson. You know, I was an engineer, mechanical engineer, who turned into a salesperson actually, and sales consultant when I started in this business, and became a motivator later on, and fundraiser. But I always said in my company, and everybody who is listening to this, if you are from Great American Opportunity, you will know what I'm saying. For the last 37 years, well, 39 years now, I always said, you are a consultant. Because we were selling our program to the people who needed to raise money. We were not really selling a program where they had to pay for it. See, a salesperson usually sells a product where you have to pay for it, but a service, a servant, and a consultant sells a service that brings money into the pockets of your clients.
It's true.
So that's what my number one thing was, and I brought that back into Great American, you know, my previous company I retired from, that always say I'm a consultant, because you got to sit down and you want to find out what the organization, non-profit or profit organization, needs money for, what their goals are, what their aspirations are, why they need to raise thousands of dollars, where will they use it. So you're a consultant. And then find out if you are the right means to reach the goal or not. And then we
Very
will
wise.
sell our program to really motivate them. We never did selling. We only did the selling to the organizations, but then they did the selling to raise the money. That's how we did
That's
it.
brilliant.
So we were consultants, you know.
That is brilliant.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
What a wow.
You know, and the other thing I taught in my other company, many things actually. I'll share with you my send-off video, which means a lot to me, where my, president and other people said about me. And the thing about it is that, you want to really make sure that you are multiplying yourself. You got to multiply. What you're doing today, if you could hone in, many of you would reach much higher heights rather than trying to do everything yourself. If somebody says, I don't have money to get an assistant, I wrote a big article 35 years back within my company saying that I can tell you, you have an assistant and you are the one.
We have a battery almost going out, so
Oh, you are? Okay.
just reminding, this is a video, 1 day with Vinney Chopra and his followers and subscribers and students. So in order for people who are fans not to travel all the way from Australia, England, wherever you are, you can just watch this video and almost have lunch with Vinney Chopra for free.
Thank you, Elijah.
It's gonna be on his YouTube channel and many other
Oh
platforms.
my gosh,
And what last few words before the battery dies?
Oh,
would you like to
battery
say?
dies, and we got this iPhone 6 Plus, so I'm gonna give that to my friend Elijah. He's gonna record it there.
Definitely.
But you know what? Live life to the best. Every day. Every day. Get up with excitement. I'm gonna be 65 years of age this year. In about a few months. August 27th, send me a birthday wish, okay? And send me cards. I'm just kidding.
And chocolate
But,
chip cookies.
And chocolate chip cookies.
We
But
did
you
not
know
like
what?
this.
Live life to the best, because
Actually, we
this
did.
life is to have fun. This life is to bring excitement to everybody you meet every day. Every day. Be the positive Pygmalion. Don't worry about anything. Only worry about death. But you know what? Death is okay too. If you're living your life correctly, you're taking care of the people you love, you make sure that all your estate and everything is taken care of through the estate planning and everything, and all the numbers are with your attorney and all that, then I have no fear. I could leave tomorrow, but make sure every business opportunity you sign it in legally, so that they are well taken care of, the people who get in touch with you. You don't want to leave anything astray. You want to really fulfill their lives and fulfill the life of everybody you get in touch with. Ciao.
This is
Thank
awesome.
you.
This was Vinney Chopra, Roger Austin,
Roger
and
Austin
Elijah
and
Artman.
Elijah.
Signing off.
My
See you
good
soon.
friend.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.